welcome to Mommy Made. So today's video is going to be a little touchy here and there. I'm actually going to talk about postpartum depression, my experience, what I've heard from other people. I'm going to try to keep this video to a limit. I'm not going to share every little detail, but I'm going to try to explain as much as I can on my side anyway. So, for one, my pregnancy mental health was pretty fine. I did get, like at the very end, I was really concerned, like, am I really going to be able to be the best mom I can be? You know, am I really ready for this? Everybody kept telling me, you know, you're going to be fine, you're going to be great, you're going to do this. Wonderful. So, I had my baby. I want to say he was 2 weeks early, which when he come, he was 8 pounds, and he was perfectly healthy, 8 pounds 5 ounces, and there was nothing wrong with him. He had no breathing issues, no eating issues, nothing. Like, he was just perfect as a baby could be. So that I was really, really, really excited about. So I ended up having to stay in the hospital for, I want to say, 3 days because I actually did have strep B when I gave birth to him, which I didn't even know I had strep B. My doctors did not tell me that. Anyway, so on the 3rd day when we go to leave, everything is still going great, everything's fine, and my doctor comes in and he goes to telling me about things that I need to look out for, such as the symptoms of postpartum depression. And at that point, I kind of felt like, you know, I was like, oh, it's nothing serious, you know, that's like 1 in a million, it's not gonna happen to me, I'm not having any symptoms. So I left the hospital in pretty good mental health shape. Besides of worrying about if I was gonna be a good mom, because that's what I stressed the most. I think stressing that, how was I gonna know everything? Like when he cried, how was I gonna know what was wrong? But then it come like just a second nature, and I knew how to do everything. So 1 week into being home, that's when it hit. At that point, we were living with my child's father's grandparents' house, and you know, it was nice because there was always somebody around. But at that point, during that week of being home, I actually just wanted to just be alone with myself. I didn't want anybody around me. I didn't want anybody around my kid, and it was weird. So I was fighting with that, and then the 2nd week rolled around and it got worse. I could not sleep, even if the baby was sleeping. And if you hear him, he is in the back babbling to the TV. So that was, I think the 2nd week is when it really hit hard. I was sitting there on the bed, and the doctors had gave me this little pamphlet of like the symptoms of postpartum depression and baby blues. And as I was looking, I was like, oh, well, I got a few symptoms of baby blues, but the postpartum depression list is where it really, really was. So I was trying to figure out, you know, I was like, because I'm going down the list, I'm circling these things, and I'm like, I was like, maybe I need to get checked out. So another week rolled by. This is 3 weeks into it, and that's when it really hit. That's when I found myself crying more. I would go to get in the shower, and I would cry my head off. I would sit in there on the shower floor, and I would cry. And it could have been nothing. It could have been nothing I was crying about, and it could have been a whole bunch of things that I could have been crying about. And then, honestly, after that, I would go to bed, and you know, I would even cuddle up to Jacob, which is the baby's father, and it's almost like, because at one time he was my place of comfort, and then it got so bad to the point where that was just not even a thing anymore. So that went by, and then suicidal thoughts come into play. You know, not knowing my worth, thinking I was worthless, I wasn't a good mom, that come into play. And it kind of like it spiraled into just like a tunnel that like you just could not get out of. And then I think the biggest thing that I had noticed was I was sitting on the porch one day, and I just like looked out. I looked at the road, and it was just like I was in another dimension. And it was like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough for my child, you know. And it was a constant going down this dark tunnel. And so I was researching natural remedies to, you know, help postpartum depression, to help eliminate it. And the first thing on that list was reaching out to someone and getting, you know, some advice and just someone to talk to and to spend some time with. Well, that was the complete opposite of what I was wanting to do, because like I said, I didn't want to be around anyone. That feeling never went away. So anytime I had to be around someone, it was like a constant fight. So after that, I kind of like, I knew that I had to do something, and I knew that it was either I was gonna fight this myself or I was gonna have to go to a doctor. So thankfully, I was able to pretty much look up the natural remedies of how to solve the issue and how to make it better. Thank God I did not have to reach out to medication. I really didn't want to do that, because the side effects were even worse than what the pill was treating. So all in all, here we are 4 months later, and I'm not 100% healed. No, I'm not, because I still have doubts in my mind, but I think doubts will always follow me, period. But as far as the suicidal thoughts, the complete emptiness, the complete, just worthlessness of it all just disappeared. I actually do like to be around people now. I actually do like to socialize. And, I've heard of people not ever getting better, not ever recovering, and it's awful. So, I just want to put this out there. I want to say that if anybody that is struggling with postpartum depression, feel free to message me. Feel free to, if you want to talk about it, I can take time out of my day to talk about that. He was in there giggling and talking to the TV. I can't deal. But like I said, if you guys want to reach out to me and you want to talk about postpartum depression and stuff like that, you are more than welcome to. That would fill my heart with joy, because I know that I could help somebody else with the same thing that I went through. But as of now, guys, I will see you later. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and subscribe.